It's kit review time, and I've got my tea here today. A bit of a change because I'm recording this in the late session, and today we are talking kit reviews. Now, as you can see right behind me, I've got literally almost every United kit possible. Yes, I am a United fan. It is tough being a United fan because, yeah, you get scrutinized, but being a United fan, when it comes to collecting kits, we've been blessed with so many. And when I say that, I mean more in an away or third kit sense. Now, I'm not a huge fan of our home shirts over time because when you have a plain kit, like a red kit, you can do so much with it. It allows a lot of manufacturers to get productive and creative, but I haven't seen that in the last few years. Now, when we talk about a home kit, a lot of teams out there now are pushing boundaries in many ways. And with some of the reviews coming in the next couple of weeks, you'll see how some manufacturers and clubs themselves have basically pushed those boundaries. Now, when you think about it, the noisy neighbours across the road, Man City, and of course City Football Group, have done a lot with Puma football, and we have seen the Mosaic kit and their away kit that's basically pulling from a lot of history around Manchester. And now, one thing I don't like about the red side of town at the moment with our home kits is that ADIDAS has not put any imagination in the home kit. Now, no matter if it was 2018 or 2019, the kits have just been so bizarre in a sense that it's just been really plain. And from the point of view of a home kit, you sort of do want that. But I think the imagination of ADIDAS in general hasn't pushed those boundaries. Like I said, home kits are home kits, so you can't really do much that may upset fans, but we do see teams like Juventus pushing those stripes in many ways. Even from the early 80s, they've moved away from the traditional stripes to maybe two blocks, to a black and red, and now we see them with the stripes that they have with the brush strokes. But when we talk about templates, Nike saying they're not using templates, and then Adidas still going ahead with some sort of templates we see of Leicester City, it kind of puts me in this bizarre scenario where why are we paying so much for certain kits? And when it comes to United being one of the biggest teams in the world, you sort of question why you're paying between $100 to $130, $50, depending on Australian dollars or pounds. And you kind of think of, why am I spending a lot of money on a kit that's basically red with the Adidas 3 stripes on the shoulders and the club's crest on the chest? There's got to be something that wants me to spend that money. Now, something about last year's home kit that I really liked was the dark gold and black crest we had on our chest. And I really liked how Adidas had placed the black lines around the kit with, of course, the Champions League moments of Solskjaer. Now, that's why I got his name on the back. Being, when I visited Old Trafford, I wanted to make it a bit more special. And of course, with Ole at the wheel at the moment, I wanted to get something that I will connect. And I think this is by far my favorite home kit of the 2000s. And I really like this one because I think Adidas did keep it simple, but added a few little, details. So let's talk about this year's kit.
I've jumped out of bed, I've opened up my blinds, and I see this guy walking past the cars. And I'm like, what the And I'm like, I swear you and then I look into my car light's on. I'm like, what the fuck? So someone's trying to open cars. So I ran downstairs, and then I'm literally in shorts, and then a cop.
And again, I love United kits. There's been many. There's a lot behind me when you talk about a United kit. There's been many variations of the kit, home, away, third. I just think, as I said, Adidas needs to push a lot more and try and get the fans on board. I know when it comes to United, anyone will buy a kit because it's United. We see it with Barcelona. They'll just, change in a sort of small way, and people will still buy a kit with Messi on his back. And of course, it gets replicated in fakes and remakes, and people will still buy the kit because it's simple. Of course, a massive shout out goes to Ultra Football for giving me access to these beautiful kits within today's episode and future episodes that I've got planned for you. On my left and right here, I've got two different versions of Adidas's professional kits. We've got the Aero Ready and the Heat Ready. Now, when we talk about price difference for both these kits, you're spending between $180 for the top tier level kit and you're spending around 100 to 120 for the lower tier. It, again, really depends where you're buying it from, of course, with taxes. And of course, if you're an Australian sort of football collector watching this, if you want to buy anything overseas, you're going to pay a lot in VAT, taxes, GST. So make sure when you're shopping, you shop local. And of course, bit of a plug here, shop at Ultra Football for all your kits. Now, without actually seeing the tag and knowing which one is which, I can already tell the one on my left is a lot more, you know, detailed, and it feels a lot more like a player's ready edition, while this one feels a lot more heavier, and the material itself, as rubbing across my fingers, I can feel the density and just, you know, the material flowing through my fingers. So I think this one would be the more professional kit, while this one, of course, will be your everyday, you know, fashion item. Before I touch on the whole basis of heat ready and aero ready kits, I think I want to talk about the kit itself. So we'll start off with this one here on my left, and then of course we'll compare them together. Again, as I said, this is by far the first kit in many years with ADIDAS that, you know, United has had the opportunity to show something. Although I think this template or this design itself has been done, you know, multiple times over the years that we've seen on football kits. I think most, you know, recent memory would be the French Nike kit that they did recently for the men's team at the World Cup with the blue little speckles going through it. So ideally what ADIDAS was trying to do with this kit was to identify that the stitching and the weaving of the kit had basically originated from the emblem itself, or the crest. Now, one thing I have noticed about the heat ready kit at the front is that the emblem and crest itself is really professionally put. I think this is by far my favorite crest on a kit in recent kits. It literally stands out, but it does feel like a bit of a vinyl patch, but I don't know if you can see this. Now, when you are buying kits, money and sort of, you know, how much you want to spend on a kit does play a big part. Now, this is why a lot of people go to fake kits, because they don't want to spend over $100 Australian, of course, on a single kit. And now that's something I want to address in the future, but I think kits should be around the $100 mark. But if you are going to spend more than $100, you got to make sure the kit is, you know, perfect and, you know, worthy. But I think for this United kit, the heat ready kit is your best choice. The heat ready kit itself is 100% polyester, hence the weight. And of course, the aero ready kit is a mixture of recycled polyester and polyester. So it's about a 50-50 of what the heat ready kit would be. Another beautiful part about the kit that I want to mention is that ADIDAS has tried a new sort of technology on their kits called space dye. They do have Manchester written along the kit, so it's a new technology they're trying out. So it's a new technology called space dye. And a fun fact about the heat ready kits that I've sort of found out is only a few select clubs with ADIDAS will get this version. But the kit itself, it is a simple United red kit that is going to be a part of history. So I hope that the club itself and the team can make something of it. And yeah, unlike last year's kit where we had a bit of a misery halfway and then Bruno Fernandes came along and changed everything for us. So I think, again, I'm gonna just send it off in a manner and say that this kit is 3 out of 5. Now, I'm not saying the kit's boring, I'm not saying the kit's simple, but I do think a red kit is, you know, potentially able to be changed in ways that, you know, fans will like. I do say that I look at kits now and think, are these going to be special collector items in the future? And if not, what's the point of him buying them at the time, you know, wearing them in current situation when in a couple of years they're just going to be another kit of the club's history and not something special. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. As always, thank you so much for subscribing and, you know, clicking the like button. It means a lot to me. So if you are a new viewer to the channel, please hit subscribe, please hit a like, and comment below. What do you think about the kit? Do you think United are going to do something amazing this year, or again, are they going to produce a simple season where they just hope for the best? But as always, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.